CEO and CFO of Lifetime Tax Professionals and Financial Services Ltd Co. And this is another episode of Let's Gossip. I'm talking fiscals, finances, and business though. Okay, so we're going to talk about COVID-19 versus your taxes, specifically payroll tax cuts for 2020 and how it'll affect your 2021 tax returns. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into it. And I hope this helps you when you file your tax returns. And let's go. Right, so we all know that COVID-19 done brought us a lot of changes. A lot. From health to finances to jobs to just about everything. It done changed the structure of the entire world. Right? So as it pertains to your taxes, the payroll tax cuts was enforced, I think maybe in August, right? So the payroll tax cuts is in effect from September 1st to December, specifically the end of December. Now, I hate to inform you, but the payroll tax cuts is basically a loan. Okay, so basically it increased everyone's payroll checks maybe about 6.2%. So every paycheck that you receive from September 1st until the end of the year was increased by about 6.2%. Okay, so what happened with the payroll tax cuts is basically the Social Security and the Medicare taxes was taken away. Nobody had to pay Social Security taxes or Medicare taxes if your employer opted in for that option for you guys. All right, so basically the payroll tax cut was a deferral by withholding Social Security and Medicare taxes, meaning by saying deferral, meaning that you will have to pay it back when you file your tax returns. That's why I've been telling people, like, your tax return or your tax refund may or may not look the same like it's always been if you've always been consistent with how you file your taxes, meaning you don't switch up too much, you're not doing too much during the year or doing less or whatever. You just always been consistent. You know, you've been working at the same job. You've just been doing the same thing the entire year for the past few years. This year is going to be completely different. Okay. It may not be very vast, but there is going to be some sort of a difference. Now, the only way you'll be having to pay back the payroll tax cuts is if your employer actually opt in for the option of the payroll tax cut. You know, basically trying to help you guys, attain some more money. If the company started giving you guys less hours or less pay or whatever the circumstances. All right. So by deferral, I mean that whatever money you receive will have to be paid by a later date. You know how sometimes you get a student loan and, you may be going through a difficult time and you call the company and tell them like, hey, look, I can't pay right now. Is there a later date that I can pay? And they're like, sure, we can give you a deferral. You can pay, you can pay the next year or whatever. Start paying the next year when you get yourself together. That's what happened with the payroll tax cut. It was basically a deferral and basically like a loan in a way. So yes, you, taxpayer, will have to pay that back. All right. So basically you received a tax boost of 6.2%. I believe I said that before. So on your paychecks, you might have noticed a little bit of a difference, a little bit of an increase. That's that 6.2% increase in your paycheck. Okay, so basically you are probably going to have to pay 6.2% when you file your tax return, right? But your employer will also have to pay 6.2% when they file their company tax returns. Okay, so for a total of 12.4% of taxes is going to be paid back to the IRS. Okay, so that's how that's going to work as far as payment is concerned. And that's just for Social Security. People may have seen an increase in their payroll if they made $8,000 or less for the month. So this doesn't really pertain to people who made more than $8,000 a month. If you make $8,000 or less on a monthly basis, you had the advantage of the payroll tax cuts, and you will be the one who will have to pay it back. So guys, when you receive your checks, pay attention to that little bit of increase. Pay attention to them numbers because those numbers tell it all. I also want you guys to be aware that your employer may or may not impose a double payroll tax when you guys file your tax returns, meaning you'll be paying double, meaning you'll be paying your portion and their portion. Okay, so instead of paying the 6.2% that I spoke about earlier, you'll be paying 12.4%. That's a huge difference, guys. So I just wanted to inform you guys about the payroll tax cuts and how it affects you. Okay, so basically you received a 4-month boost, a 4-month advantage, a 4-month deferral, a 4-month loan. Okay, and those will have to be paid back. Okay, so with that being said, you guys have a lovely holiday, and you guys will see me in the next video. All right, have a good day.